Hello, I'm Kevin Davis. I'm giving a talk on my hypothesis about the universe. In the last lecture we showed how it is possible for a universe to be created from absolutely nothingness. Before I give you the proofs of the existence of the extra dimensions, the foundation of everything that I talk about, I need to talk a little bit about the growth of the universe. As I explained, some sort of quantum event means that one of the terms of space-time converts to create all the energy, radiation and matter that we notice. If we imagine that the background here is the pleroma, the absolute nothingness from which everything comes. And we imagine that this small little bump actually is our universe, which started 14.66 years ago. So in other words, the time from the beginning, at the beginning, is shows 14.66 years. I believe that contrary to the Big Bang theory, that the time at the outline, at the start of the universe, the outline here is set at 0. And this is the big difference between my theory and the theory currently accepted, where space and time were all created at the time of the Big Bang. To me it just doesn't seem to make sense. So as the universe expands, right at the very edge, as it expands into the pleroma, the time equals 0. And the time set at the middle is 14.66 years. In other words, if you want to, if you imagine that we're a point here, this is the point in our existence, is somewhere here between the centre and the outside. If you want to see the back, the past, you would head outwards to where life is only just beginning, where the story is only just beginning. If you want to see the future, you've got to see what has been taking longer. In other words, you have to go back, if you like, to the future, which is a sort of like a bit of an oxymoron, really. Soon after, and I'm talking about cosmic terms, the universe was formed, it will have come across another universe formed in exactly the same way. So exact is the formation, the same quantum event, that the laws of physics hold in every universe ever created. And this again is contrary to current theory, where they think that there's a multiverse, lots of parallel universes where the laws of physics may be different. You know, the electron charge on the electrons, for instance, might be different. I maintain that the laws of physics are the same wherever they are, and they hold in every universe. Now the point is, the universe that we coalesce with may be bigger or smaller. In this diagram I've shown a very, very large universe that's been in existence trillions and trillions and trillions of billions of years before our own. And you can see that the senses of, because this is a bigger mass, if you like, you know, there will be some changes observed near our rim, if you like. You know, the gravity will attract some of the motion of some of the galaxies at our edge, and this is something that's been observed when people look at the cosmic background radiation. Now, I don't like the cosmic background radiation. It could be my big mistake, as Einstein's his cosmological constant was his, or at least he said it was, and I think that the cosmic background radiation, I hate to have to introduce it really, but I believe that because the quantum event must have been exothermic to enable it to actually expand, what I believe is that the cosmic background radiation is not the echo of the Big Bang 14.6 years ago. It is in fact, it demonstrates the growth of the universe. It is there, the birth pangs, if you like, of the new parts of the universe. However, we will, I don't like it, but nonetheless, there it is. We now come to a proof. Underpinning everything that I say, we have to have two extra dimensions in our space-time to make it, to describe our existence on Earth. And I can't demonstrate a spatial, the two extra spatials. They're just not, my brain cannot conceive of it. But we might have some clues if we turn to another commodity normally thought of as unidimensional, that is time. And we can write time down in the same way that we write down space. The perceived time that we have is a function of the real time, the time that we can feel passing, a minus t time, the unreal time, and the imaginary time. And we can, by using exactly the same formula, same illustrations, we can deduce that the perceived time is plus or minus t. And from this we must look at this very carefully. We can see that plus or minus t does not include the imaginary time term here. Now, can we think of anything, any part of our life, which must happen, but for which we can have absolutely no understanding whatsoever? And I put it to you that we could say the future fits the bill perfectly. Nobody can know of the future, not even Jesus Christ, when he was asked at Pentecost by his disciples, when he was talking to them about the end of time. And the disciples asked him, well, when's it going to happen? And Jesus said, the Lord only knows. Literally, he was saying that not even I know the future. And I believe this is absolutely true. And what I claim is that it is tied up with the term IT. It must exist. You can't have a here and now without a future. But it does not, because it's not in this equation, it is not understandable to us. We can never, ever know the future. So if IT represents the future, what does minus T stand for? And here I suggest we do know about minus T because it's in this formula, it's part of what we perceive, and I suggest to you that that is the past, which leaves the real time as the here and now. And the question I asked right at the very beginning of this series of talks was, what do we understand about the here and now, the present time? And I said science so far hasn't explained it, but my formula does. The reason why we actually have a here and now, that we live in the here and now, is because it is on a different dimensional scale to the future and past. There are 3 dimensions. And I submit this is one of the proofs of my theory. That's the. Before I finish this lecture, I could just say that you might like to read my book, Spiritual Man, by Carol Davis, which gives all these everything I have to say down in book form, and this is available from Amazon. Okay.